Wisconsin started the second half of the season last week at the second annual Kwik Trip Holiday Face-Off at Fiserv Forum. The defending champion shut out Lake Superior State in the opener, then came up short in the title game against Clarkson. Now the Badgers return to the Kohl Center to resume Big Ten play against Notre Dame this weekend. We'll hear from head coach Tony Granato in a moment. I'm Brian Posick, and this is the Badger Hockey Digest.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles, with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, Tony, the tournament in Milwaukee, once again, the Gazelle Group and Fiserv Forum put together a fantastic show. Unfortunately, it fell a little bit short against Clarkson, but I know this is now a rolling 3-year agreement. So the fact that they decided to sign a 3-year deal originally, but know that this is something that can continue, that's good news for everybody, especially Wisconsin hockey.
Absolutely. It was a very well-run tournament. I know the results on the second game weren't what we would have liked. It was a great hockey game. Clarkson did a good job defensively. Their goalie played well. We threw everything at them we could and just didn't have enough. But as far as how the whole experience was for all four teams said, hey, if we ever get a chance to come back, please invite us, because we really enjoyed the experience. It was run very well. The atmosphere in the building with the fans was outstanding. And, like we always talk about, it gives us a chance to spread outside of Madison to show other Badger fans around the state some of our hockey. And I thought it worked out great for everybody.
Yeah, you had to lean on a few young men who hadn't seen playing time, a lot of it or any at all, including Shea Donovan, who played some forward, Luke Lemaster, who played some forward, and Milwaukee native Robbie Newton, who got his Badgers debut and had a point in his first game. Yeah,
I mean, it was exciting from that standpoint to get a few guys some ice time that they haven't gotten up to this point. Shea Donovan was someone that hadn't played since last year, and we said, hey, Shea, we're short up front. Stramo was out, and
Horvath was out.
Horvath was out.
Sure.
And yeah, no problem, coach. And I thought he did a great job. Gave us some ton of energy. It created 3 or 4 really good scoring chances. Robbie Newton, you had mentioned that was his first game as a Badger. He played a regular shift and played really, really solid, so that was good. And Sam Stang played center. Let's not forget that too. Stanger, we moved to center without Stramo being in the lineup, and he probably, might have been our best forward all weekend. Scored a goal, had 3 or 4 great chances against Clarkson. So his confidence is growing. It's really important. I think he's set up for a big second half, and giving us the versatility of being able to use him at center helped a lot as well.
Yeah, and Jared Moe was the most outstanding goaltender of the Kwik Trip Holiday Face-Off. Stopped 46 of 48 shots. He was solid for you.
He was, and if you look at the 2-game series, because it wasn't a weekend, remember that,
Right.
But the 2-game series, we gave up one 5-on-5 goal in that, in the 2 games. So we played solid defensively. I think we gave Jared a good chance of seeing pucks. I thought we did a good job of boxing out in front and not giving up rebounds. And he was solid. And for us in the second half, we're going to need, Jared to be that guy. And to have a 2-game tournament to start the second half that way gives us a lot of confidence and excitement as we get ready for the second half.
And why don't we right now take 2 minutes with Jared Moe? Well, Jared, you were the most outstanding goaltender of the Kwik Trip Holiday Face-Off last week. Only allowed 2 goals in 2 games, pitched a shutout in the opener against Lake Superior State, but kind of bittersweet because I know you wanted that team trophy, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, winning it last year, we kind of had something to prove there, to come back and defend our championship, and we just came up a little short there.
Yeah. In the finale against Clarkson, which had rallied to beat UMass the night before, down 3 and winning 6-3, they had a young man by the name of Matthew Gosselin who scored a hat trick. Well, early on in your championship game against Clarkson, here comes Gosselin on a breakaway. How do you handle a breakaway as a goaltender?
Yeah, I think it's a lot about reading what the guy's doing, where he's looking, a lot about the pressure that's on him too. I think if he has someone like, draped over his back, he's not really going to be able to deke. He's going to have to get a shot off. So it's a lot of reading the situation that goes into it. And I mean, if you know guys, like when we play teams if I know guys, I might have seen their moves before or something like that. But with them being Clarkson, we don't play them too much. And that one, I just, I read that it was a shot and, yeah, tried to make the most of it. Yeah,
and I suppose, do you try to make the first move, or I suppose you wait for the shooter to make the first move, right?
Yeah, generally you wait and see what they're going to do, and to try not to bite too hard on the first one, because usually they're going to make more than one unless it's a shot. But yeah, it's just trying to stay patient, stay with it, and stay over the puck.
Yeah, it was a beautiful save. I know late in the game, Wisconsin pulled you for an extra attacker trying to tie the game late against Clarkson. What's that like? Because you have to make sure the puck is in a certain area before you come to the bench for the extra attacker.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's in Tony's hands. I'm kind of looking at him, and he kind of gives me the wave of when to come. You can kind of know in those games, once it gets inside that 3-minute mark, that you should start looking and start creeping out a little bit when you get the puck. And so that's kind of what I do. I try to get to as close as I can without losing my net there and creep out to the top of the circles. And once I get the wave, I go.
Jared, unfortunately, your squad hasn't been able to put the puck in the net as consistently as everybody would like. Does that put a little bit more pressure on you?
In some moments, I think so, but I think it's more about just sticking with it. And if we can score 3 goals a game or 2 goals a game and play really well defensively, we're gonna win some hockey games. So I think it's all about how we play as a team effort. If we're playing well defensively, obviously we're probably gonna win some games doing that. But if we don't, or we have some lapses, then it's going to be tough to win those close, low-scoring games.
Yeah. To piggyback off that, though, if you give up only 1 even-strength goal in the game, that should be enough. And I think that's one of the things you can take away from that tournament in Milwaukee. All right, defensively, we were pretty good. Now let's see what we do in the second half, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think we're really close to being a good team. We just got to put some final pieces together, and who knows what can happen in the second half.
Jared just mentioned fix a couple of things here, and he's really excited about the second half of the season, which begins this weekend really in Big Ten play at home against Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, heck, the first half of the year, if you look at the standings, doesn't look good. But if you look at the first half of the year and you see some of the bright spots, you kind of get excited. And so I'm looking forward to the challenges. Notre Dame's going to come in here and they're going to play a solid, hard-checking, defensive style, wait for their chances, and be tough to play against. So it's a good opponent for us to know that for us to have success, we have to stay within the game plan. We have to understand and believe that we can win. The 4 games versus Michigan and Minnesota right before, 3 of those games we felt like, we had really good opportunities to win those games. So we know that the games are going to come to a certain point where we got to, make the right plays and be strong enough mentally to understand and recognize that this is a game influencer shift or opportunity to take control of the game. And I think that's what it's come down to. There's been key moments of key games where in particular the Minnesota game, we got that major penalty against Stramel. Whether it was a good call or not doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. We got rattled for a little bit, gave Minnesota a chance to get going offensively. They did in a short span, but if you look at the other 50-some minutes of the game, we played pretty darn good hockey. So I think that the second half of the year gives us an opportunity just to be more consistent on how we play the games, the first minute through the 60th minute. And if we can do that, I think we'll find some ways to win some games that we weren't able to win in the first half.
All right. The Badgers and the Fighting Irish face off Friday night at 7 o'clock on Valley Sports Wisconsin. The finale Saturday starts at 5:30. That's on the Big Ten Network. Both games on the radio on the Badgers Sports Network. Good luck this week.
Thanks,
That's
Brian.
Badgers head coach Tony Granato along with Stephanie Olson. I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,